We are currently over 3,800 meters deep, where the wreckage of the Titanic has lain for more than a century.
It is estimated that due to microbial action, the Titanic will completely disappear by the mid-2050s.
Hey everyone, welcome to Brugger Films channel. I'm Viter.
And I'm Anderson.
Today, we've brought you some of the most fascinating curiosities surrounding the Titanic. We're going to kick things off by talking about the ship's wreckage, the various expeditions to its resting place.
That's right, Victor. We'll also dive into the myths and mysteries that many believe played a part in the ship's tragic sinking. But first, if you haven't already, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to our channel if you aren't already a subscriber.
Now that you've liked the video, let's get into it. Folks, when the Titanic was discovered in 1985, the world was astonished by how well preserved the wreckage was. 2 years after the discovery, in 1987, the first retrieval of artifacts from the ship took place. Over 1,800 objects were recovered from the depths of the ocean.
In 1995, James Cameron conducted his first expedition to the wreckage of the Titanic. In total, he undertook 12 expeditions to gather footage for his 1997 film.
In 1998, the first tourist dive to the wreckage was made.
To date, 150 people have visited the Titanic's remains at the bottom of the sea.
That same year, a significant part of the ship's hull was collected. Many of the objects retrieved from the wreckage are now on display at the museum in Belfast, while others have been auctioned off for millions of dollars. One example is a set of bracelets that were auctioned off for 1.7 million euros, which is currently worth over 10 million Brazilian reais.
In 2005, 2 manned submersibles visited the Titanic to assess the condition of the wreckage and support new research.
James Cameron returned to the wreckage for additional filming for his documentary, The Last Mystery of the Titanic.
In 2010, autonomous robots were sent to scan the entire wreck area in high resolution.
By 2012, the Titanic's remains were protected by UNESCO as part of the underwater cultural heritage.
In 2009, the submarine DSV limiting factor conducted 5 research dives to the ship's remains and noted that it is undergoing a rapid process of deterioration.
In 2021, a new expedition named Titan was scheduled, which could accommodate up to 5 passengers at a cost of around $125,000 per ticket.
Expensive ticket, right, Victor? We now know that the expedition turned tragic, resulting in the death of all Titan's crew members due to an implosion that took less than a second to occur. The crew didn't even realize what was happening. We have the complete video here on the channel with all the details, so make sure to check it out. Had it taken place, the 2021 expedition would have found the Titanic in a significantly advanced state of decomposition, a stark contrast to when it was first discovered.
Traveling on the most luxurious transatlantic of the time wasn't for everyone. Today, the cost of a third-class ticket would range between $380 and $850.
What were once the most luxurious accommodations on the transatlantic are now rapidly decaying wreckage. For the fortunate who traveled in the Titanic's first class, tickets for a simple room cost $2,800, while rooms with a balcony could fetch up to $80,000. The Titanic had a crew of over 900 to serve more than 320 first-class passengers, over 280 second-class passengers, and more than 700 third-class passengers. On its maiden voyage, the Titanic carried more than 2,200 people, though it had the capacity to carry up to 3,500.
Interestingly, revenue from the sale of first-class tickets alone covered all the voyage costs of the ship. All other income was pure profit for the company. The third-class accommodations were the best seen at the time, even surpassing the second-class accommodations of its competitors. The statistics of the Titanic are staggering. It weighed over 46,000 tons and measured 269 meters in length and 28.5 meters in width. The Titanic used 31,000 cubic meters of coal to power its 29 boilers and 159 furnaces. It consumed an average of 600 tons of coal per day. Below the waterline, more than 170 men worked tirelessly, with only the stoker Frederick Barrett surviving the tragic voyage. The engine room, as tall as a 3-story building, was equipped with 3 engines. 2 4-cylinder steam engines and one low-pressure Parsons turbine that powered the central propeller. The Titanic featured 3 propellers, each 7 meters high and weighing 98 tons, all made of manganese and bronze. The central propeller was slightly smaller and could be stopped but not reversed. This entire assembly allowed this incredible machine to reach a maximum speed of 24 knots, or about 44 kilometers per hour. The Titanic was the first ship to feature a heated saltwater swimming pool, a central telephone exchange with 50 lines, and 4 passenger elevators.
Yet, nothing was more acclaimed than the grand staircase, entirely crafted from oak with a bronze cherub at its center. Above it, a massive glass dome with a crystal chandelier and a beautifully carved wooden clock titled Honor and Glory Crowning Time.
With a formidable kitchen, the Titanic was equipped with over 21,000 forks, knives, and spoons, and more than 10,000 pieces of china, made by the renowned goldsmith and silversmith, most of which were never used.
It is estimated that over $500 million in cash and jewels sank with the Titanic. Additionally, artworks, books, and some rare manuscripts valued at over $100,000 at the time would easily be worth around $2.5 million today.
At least 2 cars were on board the ship, a 1912 Renault Town Car Sedan de Ville and a Ford Model T. It is unclear whether these vehicles were brought aboard assembled or disassembled in crates.
Victor, it is also speculated that other vehicles were inside the ship. Expeditions that reached some of the cargo compartments found few parts of the vehicles, as the more fragile metals had corroded.
There is a legend that the Titanic carried the mummy of Pharaoh Akhenaten, which has never been proven, but it has gained notoriety as being the great villain of the sinking. On the night of the sinking, the lookouts in the crow's nest did not have their binoculars because the binocular locker was locked. The key to the binocular locker had been taken by sailor David Blair, who disembarked in Ireland after being relieved of his duties.
It is speculated that Bruce Ismay, the company's president, requested Captain Smith not to reduce the ship's speed that night.
However, it was common practice not to reduce the speed of ships in that area, even at night. What Captain Smith neglected were the iceberg warnings that were coming into the telegraph room. That was when he should have slowed the Titanic down. Another interesting fact was a fire in one of the coal bunkers, which had already consumed a significant portion of the fuel. Reducing the Titanic's speed without extinguishing the fire could have left the ship without enough coal to reach New York.
Many theories have claimed that the rivets used in the ship's superstructure were made of low-quality steel.
However, various tests conducted today have confirmed that the ship's superstructure could not have been more robust. The Titanic was so well constructed that it even surprised its chief engineer Thomas Andrews, who believed the ship would not survive more than an hour after the collision. In other words, the Titanic didn't kill 2,500 people, but provided 2 extra hours, allowing more lives to be saved. And did you know, Anderson, that the famous phrase, "Not even God can sink the Titanic," was never actually said?
That's right, it was introduced into popular imagination after the disaster.
Well, folks, I hope you all enjoyed today's video.
That's right. Once again, the Titanic captivates us with its many stories aboard. And only here on the channel will you find exclusive content about the Titanic. So don't forget to share this video with your friends.
It's very important that you turn on notifications and leave a like, as this helps us continue producing new videos.
Feel free to watch other videos on the channel or stay tuned for our upcoming productions, which are quite exciting.